The Little Fox Who Found His Voice Kids Story Bedtime Story. In a quiet forest full of tall trees and sparkling streams, there lived a little fox named Finn. Finn was a curious and playful fox, but he had one problem. He couldn't find his voice. All the other animals in the forest could make sounds. The birds sang, the rabbits chattered, and the wolves howled at the moon, but Finn couldn't make a sound, no matter how hard he tried. Finn loved to listen to the sounds around him. The rustling leaves in the wind, the soft croak of frogs by the pond, and the laughter of his friends filled his days with joy. Yet, whenever he tried to speak, no sound came out. Finn wondered why he was so different. One day, while wandering near a sparkling brook, Finn met an old wise owl named Oliver. Oliver had lived in the forest for many years and knew the ways of nature. Finn approached the owl and asked, "Why can't I speak like the others? I want to be able to make sounds, too." Oliver looked down at Finn with kind eyes and said, Young fox, sometimes it takes time to find your true voice. Perhaps you need to listen more closely to the world around you. Your voice may not come in the way you expect, but it will come when the time is right." Finn was puzzled, but decided to take Oliver's advice. He spent the following days quietly listening to the sounds of the forest. He listened to the birds singing, the wind whispering through the trees, and the leaves crunching beneath the paws of the deer. Still, he couldn't find his own voice. One day, while walking through the forest, Finn came across a group of animals gathered around the edge of a river. A fierce storm had passed through the night before, and the river was overflowing, flooding parts of the forest. The animals were worried. How would they get across to the other side? Finn watched as the animals tried to figure out how to cross. Some of them were afraid, and others were arguing. As the tension grew, Finn felt something stir inside him. He stepped forward and raised his head. This time, when he opened his mouth, a sound came out, a soft, calming howl that echoed through the forest. The animals turned to look at him. Finn didn't know what had happened, but his voice felt different now. It was no longer a cry for attention, but a sound of reassurance. The animals slowly began to quiet down, and Finn continued, howling gently. Suddenly, the sky above cleared, and the clouds parted, letting the sunlight shine down on the forest. As the animals heard Finn's voice, they began to work together. The beavers built a dam to guide the water, while the rabbits helped to carry smaller animals across the river. Finn's voice had brought the animals together, and soon, they all crossed the river safely. Finn smiled as he realized that his voice had not only helped them cross the river, but had also helped him find the courage to speak in a way that brought peace to the forest. From that day on, Finn's voice was no longer silent. He discovered that his voice wasn't just about making noise. It was about helping others and bringing people together. Finn learned that the most important thing was not what you say, but how you say it, and how you use your voice to make the world a better place. And so, Finn the little fox became known as the one with the kind voice, always ready to bring comfort and strength to the animals of the forest.